Taking place on May the 7th, it's been dominated by the economy and immigration, with some voters deeply unhappy with the free movement of people from the European Union. And so Prime Minister David Cameron has promised a referendum on staying in the EU if he remains in power. Easy to forget, though, how many Brits there are actually living outside the UK itself. For example, Lawrence Lee has this report from Spain, where 1 million Britons live.
It's still quiet in the little town of Sabanillas, but soon enough the bars and restaurants will be full of European sun-seekers. But getting on for half the population here is British. In O'Callaghan's bar we found some of them putting the world to rights, and there's plenty wrong with the UK.
People from, Romania, say, or the people who are at Calais now, boarding out in the camps, hundreds of camps in Calais. Could they apply and move to Australia? No. Can they move anywhere in Europe? Yes. Where do they want to go?
Britain.
Yeah, well, of course they want to go.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they want to go to Britain. And to be fair, probably so would I. Wouldn't you?
Over the road, Dean shows us his contribution to Spain. He founded a charity which other British people here can contribute to. The money goes to the Spanish poor. This, he says, helps define the difference between the right and the wrong sort of migrant.
An immigrant is someone who takes, and an expat is someone who goes to somewhere else and then gives a little bit back. Is that what you mean?
That tends to be the perception of most of the people that I know locally, yes. Yeah, it is.
If there were ever an election on the Costa, then the Conservative Party would win with the sort of numbers usually reserved for a Central Asian dictatorship. And the UK Independence Party would do quite well too. And that's ironic, because if they had their way and Britain left the European Union, then all these folk would probably have to go back home to the country they gave up as a lost cause. The Costa, of course, is no stranger to outsiders. The ancient Romans, the Phoenicians, Arabs, the Moors have all colonised these shores. Now the Russians are busy buying up the coast. So for bar owners like Oscar, British immigrants are nothing to fear or resent.
For me right now it's fantastic because the majority of my customers are from all over the place. Mostly they're English. Britain is in a good place economically, so they end up bringing a lot to this area.
You get the sense that even though many British immigrants here feel the old country has gone to the dogs, their new home can end up a rather lonely place. It certainly looks a bit tarnished and tatty, lacking the glamour and optimism it had half a century ago. In fact, much like the Britain they've given up